Welcome explorers to the Fantasy Mapper, where we explore the lands and landscapes of fantasy worlds through the lens of real-world geology. Today, we journey to the far north of Westeros. We'll uncover the ancient forces that shape the harsh, frozen lands beyond the wall, discuss the curious geothermal springs that keep Winterfell warm, and even delve into the hidden caves beneath the Stark's ancient seat. Now, let's begin with one of Westeros' most iconic locations, Winterfell, the ancestral home of the Starks. It's unique in many ways, but perhaps the most intriguing feature is its warmth. Despite being so far north, Winterfell is heated by natural hot springs that flow beneath the castle, keeping it comfortable even in the deepest winters. In our world, hot springs, like those in Winterfell, are often found near geothermal activity, where the heat from the Earth's core rises to the surface. For instance, the hot springs in Iceland are a result of volcanic activity beneath the Earth's crust, but could there be a similar volcanic influence in Westeros? One possibility is that Winterfell sits on a geothermal hotspot, where heat escapes from deep within the planet's crust, just as we see in the volcanic regions of Iceland or even the thermal springs in Romania. In Romania, for example, we find both geothermal springs and intricate karst systems, cave networks formed by the dissolution of limestone by acidic water. It's possible that Winterfell's caves and springs could be similar, with water heated deep underground and flowing up through the rocks to create the hot springs. This could also explain the vast underground caverns rumored to exist beneath Winterfell, similar to real-world karst systems where underground rivers carve out vast cave networks. Legend speaks of vast dark caves beneath Winterfell, tunnels so deep and old that no one knows where they end. This could be pure fantasy, but it may also have a basis in geology. In real-world, karst landscapes create complex cave systems, like the ones found in Barle Herculaneum in Romania or the famous Carval's Caverns in the United States. These underground labyrinths are formed over millions of years as water dissolves limestone and other soluble rocks. If the bedrock beneath Winterfell is made of limestone or a similar material, the hot mineral-rich water from the geothermal springs could have slowly carved out these tunnels, leaving behind a maze of caves. It's a fascinating idea that adds even more depth to the lore of Winterfell. When looking at the geography of Westeros, one interesting observation is the way the northern mountains, stretching from the west of the King's Road and south from the Rift, seem to align with the Frostfangs, the jagged, ice-covered peaks north of the wall. The shape and position of these mountain ranges suggest that they might have once been part of the same geological system, formed by the same ancient tectonic forces. In the real world, mountain ranges like this could form through a process known as subduction, where one tectonic plate is forced under another. This usually happens when an oceanic plate is pushed beneath a continental plate, causing the land above to crumple and lift, forming mountain ranges like the Andes in South America. In Westeros, we can imagine a similar process, occurring deep in the past. The Frostfangs and the northern mountains may have once been connected as part of a larger mountain range, formed by the subduction of an ancient oceanic plate beneath the landmass of Westeros. Over time, as the land shifted and ice ages took hold, this range could have been split, leaving the Frostfangs isolated to the north of the wall, while the southern part became the northern mountains that ran down to Winterfell. Like the Andes, which were formed by the subduction of the Nazca Plate beneath the South American Plate, the Frostfangs and northern mountains may have been created by the slow, grinding forces of subduction. Over millions of years, this would have pushed up the land, creating tall, rugged mountains. The northernmost portion of the Frostfangs could have been shaped further by glaciation, where ice sheets and glaciers carved out their jagged, icy peaks. While these ranges now seem separate, it's possible that they were once part of the same geological event, their connection buried deep beneath layers of rock, ice, and time. The process of subduction and mountain building would have also created fractures and faults in the Earth's crust, which could have left behind geothermal pockets like those we see under Winterfell. Geologically speaking, this is not uncommon. These geothermal features are common near active or once active subduction zones like the Andes. Winterfell's hot springs might be a product of similar geological processes in Westeros, linking its warmth to the ancient formation of the mountains around it. The wall stands as one of the most formidable structures in all of Westeros. Towering 230 meters high, it's a colossal barrier made entirely of ice, constructed through a combination of human effort and magic. But what lies beneath? The wall rests on solid ground, likely ancient bedrock, shaped by the same tectonic forces that created the Frostfangs. This bedrock forms a stable foundation, crucial to supporting the immense weights of the wall's ice. Yet, what if the wall is not just a man-made marvel? There's a possibility that it could also be a remnant of an ancient glacial sheet, preserved by supernatural forces, its icy mass enduring long after the glaciers retreated. Bran the Builder is credited with building the wall, but how he accomplished such a monumental task is never fully explained. Imagine this. During a past ice age, a vast ice sheet would have covered the north, extending south beyond to where the wall now stands. When the glaciers receded, the magic of the Children of the Forest might have been used to preserve a part of the ice, transforming it into an impenetrable barrier. This would explain how the wall had stood for millennia without melting. If the wall were a part of a glacial structure preserved by magic, it would symbolically reflect the power of ice, frozen in time to protect the world of men. Just as glaciers in the real world leave behind natural landmarks like moraines or ice shelves, the wall could be an artifact of an ice age, held together by powerful magic. It is more than just a defensive structure. It is a frozen relic of a bygone era. Glaciation could have also played a huge role in shaping the landscapes south of Winterfell, and nowhere is this more apparent than in the Neck. The bogs of the Neck are vast, treacherous swamplands, most likely remnants of a glacial past. It's possible that the Neck was once submerged beneath water or covered by ice during an ancient glaciation. As the glaciers retreated, they left behind a lowland filled with meltwater, eventually forming the bogs we see today. Similar to post-glacial landscapes in our world, the Neck could have been shaped by melting ice sheets, creating these vast, waterlogged areas. The areas positioned at a low elevation make it a prime candidate for this kind of landscape evolution. From the hot springs of Winterfell to the icy expanse of the wall, the north of Westeros is a land shaped by ancient geological forces, and sustained by powerful magic. The Frostfangs and the Northern Mountains tells a story of tectonic collision, while the Neck and its bogs reminds of a glacial past, and, through it all, the wall stands as a testament to the blending of nature's power and magical intervention. This is the North, a land of ice and stone, where the past is written in the earth itself. Join me on the Fantasy Mapper as we continue our journey through the lands of Westeros and beyond. It is autumn in the Northern Hemisphere, so winter is indeed coming, and you can bet that I will keep producing this kind of content, so stay tuned, and as always, keep exploring, both in the real world and the worlds of fantasy.